In this video, we're going to cover all the benefits of the Wolfpack. And the Wolfpack is a group within eXp that will be able to provide all the training that you need if you're a new agent, a seasoned agent, or a brokerage. So let's go over all the benefits because we get these questions all the time. And if you are an agent right now watching and you're curious to see like what's inside eXp, what everybody's talking about it, why many brokerages are transitioning to this company, is because we're global, we're international, and you might want to get a pick of it. So I'm going to show you the insights of our systems. What do you get in different groups within eXp? But today we're going to focus specifically on Wolfpack, so you can compare side by side. In case you were considering eXp, this will give you the push that you need to just take a little peek inside of our little world, which is pretty big, so you can see what's inside, what benefits do you get, what courses, and also what is the community like in the other side of the firewall that you won't be able to see otherwise. Welcome to the Wolfpack. The Wolfpack is a community, it's a big group within eXp, and the benefits that you get in this community will be very different that you will get in other family lines within the company eXp. Let's walk you through some of the benefits, one by one, the list, and then I'm going to share the inside of our community so you can see the courses and what we offer as a Wolfpack. First, let me walk you through our ecosystem because many people get confused. They know about eXp, but they don't really know what's inside of eXp. So in eXp, there are many families. Just think about the Italian families back in the day, and then they come from different parts of Italy, and they just gather as a community, as a family, based on affinity, based on what they like to do, based on where their goals are. Similarly, within eXp, we have the Wolfpack. The Wolfpack is a pretty large group. We're right now, up to date, the fastest growing real estate group within the company eXp, and we are the fastest growing brokerage, cloud-based brokerage in the world. So you're going to go like super fast paced, but if you're starting from scratch, you can take some courses online at your own pace that will be recorded, but also you can join the live calls that are the masterminds. I'm going to break all that down in the next slides. So eXp has many groups. One of them is the Wolfpack. Within the Wolfpack, you'll see Cracks Inmobiliarios. Cracks Inmobiliarios focuses a lot on the trainings that Wolfpack does for social media. And this is run by Vane Monroe, and they're in Spanish. Within that community, we have a sub-community that is called Unicorn Properties. And Unicorn Properties is our group that we only mostly focus full-time on international real estate. So if you're thinking about taking your business abroad, taking your business to other countries or states, even within the US, we're able to help you finding the affinity and what will be the sweet spot for you and your market, not only to get clients, but also maybe to grow your agent base if you're thinking about growth. So we focus mostly all the training on international, then you have the training in Spanish, and then you're part of a bigger ecosystem that is called Wolfpack. I want to show you in the next screen what that breaks down to be. Of course, you get all the benefits that eXp, all the agents in eXp have, plus all these layers. So if you're gonna, picture in your head, just remember math, within the big group, we have subgroups and then subgroups. Some of them overlap, so you see other groups within the Wolfpack, but in this case, you'll be getting all these layers of support that it's like a buffet. You can pick and choose what you get and what you want to eat, or what you want to eat for the month or for the day or for the year, and you can focus on that without getting too overwhelmed. First, let me introduce you to my upline, and my upline means like whoever you select as your sponsor when you join eXp as a company. In eXp, you have to select a sponsor so you can have those benefits. And maybe if you're in different states of the US, different provinces in Canada, you might have affinity with certain eXp agents, but this will be kind of our ecosystem as a whole. We're in many countries right now, even with a Wolfpack. And this helps agents not only understand the basics that eXp offers, but what else we have after that. Mike Sherratt is our leader of the group. And as you saw, this is a bigger ecosystem. About 3,700 agents are part of this, about 3,700. And then we have a subgroup, which is the Spanish community, led by Vane Monroe. This is called Cracks Inmobiliarios. And we have several hundred agents there that focus mostly in Spanish content. They focus on a Spanish market, but they also bring agents that probably, if you don't speak Spanish, but you have agents that speak Spanish, they want to train here with us. that's an opportunity for them as well. So they ingest the content in the language that they speak natively. And then from there, we have Unicorn Properties, which is me, and we lead a group of amazing international real estate agents that focus on growth outside of the US, outside of Canada, but also inbound, because our transactions go into the US and out of, into the world. I'll walk you through more of that in a little bit, but this is kind of like our ecosystem. It goes from the biggest group, and then you have subgroups within the big family. So imagine your grandma that had, different kids, and then there are your uncle and aunts. And then you have, your uncle over here, your aunt over there, but you're part of your family, your core family. And that family is the one that provides you all the resources based on what they create and what they focus on. Again, our focus mostly is international, but we work with a lot of agents locally in the US to support them in their growth if they want to just get out of one local market and expand to other countries. And it's super exciting for me because I get to help agents everywhere. Here you'll see a bit of our value proposition with the Wolfpack. I have a guide and a PDF that has all these in one that you can download, and you can see line by line so you don't get confused. But here is just for reference. What do you get with Mike Sherrod in the Wolfpack? You will be getting everything that is on the left. And that means that if we are your sponsor, it will be Mike, Vane, and I. If I am your sponsor, I can provide all these for you because Mike has transferred that as an inheritance, that we can provide that to our agents. So what we have in the Wolfpack, it's a list of benefits. Let's start with the school community and trainings. The Wolfpack has a lot of courses on not only AI, the AI accelerator, but also the social agent academy, which is right here. In the AI accelerator, I'm going to show you my screen a little bit of what is in there, and also our school community with the classes for the recordings, production, cold calling, if you're into social media, if you're into TikTok, if you're into YouTube, all that is included. You get access to all the recordings and new updates. We have calls also on Thursdays. There are new updates as they go along, and also Mike himself refreshes this content almost once a year or twice a year because AI changes so much that as we have new updates, we have the weekly calls for that, but also the courses will be recorded that you have access to as you go through this process. We have a production mastermind that is on Tuesdays with Mike, and sometimes we have other very highly productive agents within the US that share their knowledge and how they're making it happen in their own market, and how you can take those tips, benefits, these suggestions, this advice into your own market and see how you can grow it organically over there. In the mastermind calls for Connor talks about mindset. How can you grow your company? This is your business to run. How do you get out of your own head? Sometimes we need that kick in the butt that tells us, we're stuck in our own head. Maybe we need to move forward. Again, this is if we are your main sponsors. We have a weekly agent attraction with Joshua Smith as well, and those are helpful if you are focused on growing teams. This is not for everybody, but I really like it because it helps me getting tips from the top producers and the top attractors in our company on how I can grow my own teams, downlines in other countries, and what are the best practices from the leaders that they run huge groups of hundreds of people, and they tell you, hey, this is what works for me. This is how I do things faster. This is how I connect with my group. This is my culture. You can, model from that. You can copy that, whatever works. We want to support you so you are a good leader to support your next generation of agents. With that, I want to mention that you will be also part of the Women in the Wolfpack if you're a woman. And this is more very tailored to community-based. We are women talking to women. It's a safe space. Sometimes we need that extra space because if you're a caregiver, if you're a mom, if you're, you have hold multiple jobs and you have to juggle life in general, this helps so much because I cannot tell you the times that we share certain things that we cannot share in a group of 300 people, right? These ones are smaller groups that probably were 25, 30 women that come in weekly and just share best practices. Sometimes share from your heart, what's going on, like I'm stuck here, and we can unwind and partner up with other agents that are going through the same thing we might be going through. So these are super helpful, very intimate, very close to women in the Wolfpack. And again, this comes with the benefits part of the community. The most important one that Mike is known for is the YouTube trainings. So you're for sure going to get that. And then we have a lot of content related to lead conversion. So if you have a channel just for fun, it's different than having a channel with a purpose for lead generation. So lead generation and conversion are super important for agents because you can have a nice channel with a lot of views, but if you don't close clients from there, it's the same as nothing. The same as this channel, this is to provide information to agents to see what the best resources out there are, but it's very focused to that. But depending on your goal and what you want to achieve, these are the trainings that you might want to take if you want to grow your channel. So those are the benefits of the Wolfpack as a family. Now we have the subgroup. You guys remember? The subgroup is with Vane Monroe, Cracks Inmobiliarios, and this content is in Spanish. A lot of the Spanish calls will be led by Vane, but also some top producers within the community come in and they share with us all the best, what's working for them, what's the market like, focus on the Hispanic community. And that way you can, maybe in different markets in the US, you have a different similar demographic that you can help them with certain things that they might need that probably does not apply to the rest of the buyers or the rest of the agents. And this is how we can speak in our own language, because I speak Spanish, is my main language. So that's my primary language, and English is my secondary language. But this helps me because I hear the information sometimes as I want to ingest it, as I want to learn it. And this helps me understand, what I think it just goes faster into my brain. It just depends what's your main language that you can, and bring your agents here too. You don't have to speak Spanish to have your agents come here, but you will have to come into our downline to be able to help you with that specific topic in Spanish. And again, the benefits that you get with the group, this is family number 2 within the same bundle. You get Cracks Inmobiliarios, the Academy, the school community, and all the recordings. You get the weekly masterminds with Vane. Vane is a top producer on agentattraction. Vane has one of the largest YouTube channels focused on real estate in Spanish, and it's the largest channel in the world with 140,000 subscribers up to date. And she keeps growing by giving all this information out to agents that eventually choose to join us as a company. And you get calls with her on Tuesdays as well. The YouTube training also is in Spanish in case you were running a channel not only in English or Spanish or both. And we're able to help you with the training, also lead generation and conversion, and also some auditing. You want to make sure your channel is working, or we want to know why it's not working, so we can audit those channels to make sure that it is ready to grow. Like you have all the elements in place that you're set up just for success. So these audits, I call them audits because they're super important, that somebody looks at it from the outside and see why it's working, why it's not working. And if it's working, let's just do more of that. Here you can also see that we have Facebook and Instagram ad training. I'm going to share also the community that we have within Cracks Inmobiliarios, and you can see all the courses that are there for you to take. And within the weekly calls, it just reinforces that knowledge that you're acquiring and how you apply it into the everyday transactions. So yeah, super important ads and the training, not only because sometimes you can pay an outside agency to do the ads for you, but they don't work as well as if you're doing, and you know what you want, your target. And if you have some experience with this, once you hire an agency later on in your career, you know what to ask, you know what to go for, and you know when it's working, and you also know when it's not working. So it's super important to understand the basics to be able to cater to those, even if you work with an agency. Otherwise, you're spending money and they don't convert on the type of clients that you want. Personal branding and coaching, super important. As you know, in eXp, you can have your own brand. You don't have to change, how you do business. People know you because of who you are, not necessarily of what franchise or what company you hang your license on, right? Many companies, many franchises don't allow you to use your own brand because they want you to use their brand and promote their company, but you have to pay for that franchise fee without getting anything back, and you have to represent their name, meaning that if you have your own name and you want to put it out there, sometimes they don't let you. Here, we encourage agents to use their personal brand and be known for what they do and how they do it. So that way people go to you as a person, as a brand, because they know how you work. So this is super important because we get coaching and also the implementing of these strategies for your business in real estate. social media best practices. So social media changes so much. It changes daily, weekly. There are so many changes to the algorithm. So having that update, being plugged into a network that gets the latest updates and are sharing all the time, helps you adjust as we go. So it's like you just launch, build your plane on the way up, and you adjust how you want or where you want to go or how you want to build the plane. So these things are happening live. The world's changing so fast that if you watch a class or a session that was like 3 years ago, right now we're in a whole different world. So probably that content from 3 years ago might not be as relevant. But here you have some of the updates as well in the weekly calls and content that are the basics. So you can start from there and then launch. With Vane, we also get the agent attraction group calls that are 3-way calls. And sometimes if you're focusing on agent attraction, you can invite people to that call, agents, and then that way you can see if this is for them. If not, that's good. But if they are, then we can move to a 3-way call with that agent and make sure that we talk to them if they're curious, they have questions. So you don't have to know everything to explain the eXp model. We help you with all that. And again, this comes if you are your main sponsor. If we are your co-sponsor, you will not be getting Vane in this case. So let's go through our value proposition as Unicorn Properties. We are one of the few groups that are focused fully on international real estate within eXp. Probably if you've seen the logo, you know us right here. But if you see this logo, everybody will know it's international. And I'm the leader of International Real Estate Group, Unicorn Properties. And with this, if we come into partnership with any of the agents in eXp that might have invited you to the company, and you want to get this extra training for free, you don't have to pay for it, you can do so. If you're not part of our community and I'm not your sponsor or your co-sponsor, you can buy these classes separately as well, of course, as training. But if we are your sponsor, you'll be getting all these included in your membership for eXp. You don't have to pay anything extra. You don't have to give us any splits. It's about we just get revenue share from the whole group, but only the company pay us if we have productive agents. So we are encouraged to make our agents productive. So what do you get? We have weekly mastermind calls on Tuesday with me. And what I do is I slow down sometimes when you jump into the train, it's going too fast. So we have to break down in pieces and what is it to do thing for the day. Sometimes when we have so many resources and so much available, we get overwhelmed and we don't do anything. We freeze. On Tuesday calls, we go over, if it's a very small group, we keep it within 10, 15 people. And what I do is break down what Manny and Mike has taught us during the weeks. And then we take it into bite-sized pieces so you can implement that in your business right away. So we do it together, we do step by step, and that way you can take the Tuesday classes into, before you go into this is like 101 before you go to college, and then there's a 201, the classes the next level are with Bunny and Mike. But these classes will be to help you transition into that ramp up, to make sure that you are, this is all social media, CRM, AI, international real estate related, but it's like a bundle. It's very different to the other calls that we have with the group. It's more personalized. Also, you get access to International Real Estate Academy in school as a community, and there you can get in and you have access to the class. It's a 10-module class tailored mostly to agents that are curious to learn more about international. They want to tap into it, but they want to do it with care, with being mindful, because sometimes when you go into internationally anywhere, I would say that is a wild, wild west of real estate, because you have to be super mindful where you send your client and who you send your client with, because for transactions, you might be risking your client if you send them on their own to look for an agent somewhere online, because they don't know who they are. And there's a lot of fraud, unfortunately, outside of the US and Canada, that even if they go through the steps of getting to know somebody, they might lose either the commission splits as a referral, or they might risk the client on the investment. So we are always touching on this, the importance of this and these calls, because you just don't know how it is in a different country. So we have to be super mindful on how you do business there. You don't have to incorporate in the other country. You can right away start operating in that country. So you don't have any, bureaucracy, paperwork to do as you go and expand. It's more like you just jump again on the train that is already running, and then you start operating your business there. We'll show you how to do that. And that will expand your income into referrals from different countries, and also being the point person in your country, in your city, in your state, where you focus most of your time on inbound referrals. The more our community knows you, the more they will refer you, because you're plugged in, they know you, how you work, and then there will be, you'll be referring partners in that way. So it's super important to stay connected. That's why we do these calls. And then we also have international real estate agent attraction training and referral exchange. So we have a community where people will post if they have any new listing, or if I have a client looking for this specific thing in a different country. And that way people can pitch in, agents can be like, hey, raise their hand. I cover that area and I can help you. And they do the discovery call with you. And then you can take it from there. For agent attraction, it's important for agents to be trained, and that way they don't risk the client. And if the knowledge spreads out, then everybody wins, because then you don't risk the client, and you also protect your community, and you know how to refer within the community. Because many times happen in international real estate that if you send a referral somewhere else abroad, you're not promised your referral commission back, because sometimes agents has happened to me that they disappear and there goes my commission split. They just didn't pay me because I wasn't in a system before I was in eXp. So it's very important to keep this in mind, because in other countries, real estate is not regulated. Hence, the lawsuits will take forever, 10 years to get, maybe $3,000 back. So people don't really do lawsuits somewhere else. They take too long that it's kind of discouraged. In the US, you have an issue right away, you get with your attorney, and then you start resolving things. In different countries, it's just not always the case. And sometimes it can be discouraging for some people sending referrals abroad because they don't see the value of it. And there's a lot of value on it if you pay attention. Let's go over real estate tours right here. We started this effort in 2024 because we saw the need of connecting our agents and the buyers. Because sometimes it happens that there is an agent that is ready to go, and you have all your social media ready, your content ready, but you don't get clients. And the other way around, sometimes buyers don't know who to go to for specific properties in a country, because they can call each agent from different listings, but they don't have somebody who represents their best interest. So these real estate tours connect the whole ecosystem. So it's like that's the whole ecosystem where we close. So not only you get the knowledge and the training, you also get the application on the how-to on the system, so you can send the referrals, and you get the community, so we can feed into that deal. And that helps getting clients. We get clients through tours. We call it Real Estate Tours Worldwide. There's a membership to that, but if you're part of Unicorn Properties, that would be free and waived. And that way you can have that community, those referral partners, that conversation, the space that we bring people to you, to your market. If you're in France, if you're in Ecuador, Peru, we've done several tours to Portugal, Spain, and they become a community and we become friends on the way. So it's like a fun trip, but it's also like a work trip. And it's a work trip where you learn more, and you connect with your business partners in different countries that we're going to be talking about in that specific tour. Also, the benefits and the risks of that country, as well as the opportunities on what neighborhoods are growing, what infrastructure of the government is moving to, so they can share with you some fun facts of where the communities are opening up. When companies are investing in a specific location, that means that their local commercial real estate will grow a lot, and also their residential around it. So it's very important to follow these trends for the real estate tours. And you only know that once you get in person, when you see it, when you feel it, you can see the properties themselves for you. When you go back home, you can share with your clients what you saw and what is that the whole ecosystem is. You can share that information, the knowledge, and also the listings, so you can get your client safely into a different country, make that extra commission, and also, be part of something bigger than the local area. So with that, we also do just purely travel with agents, and you can join our groups as well. We spend longer time. So a real estate tour might be 4 to 7 days. And then we do them about 4 times a year, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on where we're heading to for the year. We have the whole plan in the school community that we have, but also we have the travel with us, meaning we spend 2 to 4 to 6 weeks in one location just to study the market very well. We connect with other agents, we connect for events, we host conferences, and that way we bring agents from different areas to learn more about what we do, how we do it. But at the same time, we get the experience of the exchange of knowledge. There are many things that you cannot find in a book that people just know by reading between the lines, but not really by somebody's going to tell you, hey, this is the way it works, because many countries do their own things their own way. So you have to really, really understand, and just kind of read the room to be able to understand how they do business. And that's super helpful because you get to learn firsthand on how to do market research in a specific country. So you get to travel, make new friends, make new business partners on how you can operate that country, and you get the first-hand experience that you experience it yourself, so you can talk about it back home when you go back. So this is for people who are more flexible on time, especially people that want to do, or agents that want to focus on remote transactions. So they want to have their team producing at home, or the organization. You can send those leads and you make still money by having, your team taking care of it. And traveling, that gives you that freedom of time, and also financially, because if you're making money as you're going, this will motivate you to keep going and traveling. Because to me, at least, it's fun to just spend more time in the country and get to learn this firsthand. These are some of the tools that eXp already offers us to all the agents out there that are part of the company. So I don't want to go into detail on these because there's a lot, but you can take a screenshot or you can ask questions on the description below, and I can walk you through every single thing that is here, and probably each of them will be a video because there's so much to it that sometimes it's overwhelming for some of the agents. With software, we have a lot of software and apps that we use to run our business, and this all is included in our eXp membership. We have lead generation tools, we have training tools in the eXp University, plus a lot of things. We have support staff that helps us almost all day long, 24/7, because as we're in different time zones with different countries, you will be able to find help in different areas. And there's a lot more, like luxury, commercial, global, land and ranch, and all the benefits with Regis offices. And we can walk through these benefits in another video, but I want you to keep that in mind that everybody gets this in eXp. But if you're part of the Wolfpack, you get everything else I was just talking about, plus this, because this is kind of the base. And then depending on the family that you select, what is the bonus of what you're going to be getting as an agent. I want to break down what I talked about a little bit on the Wolfpack side of things. The AI Agent Accelerator, the new one. And this one is super important for you to have because it's very new content from Mike. I'll be sharing my screen in a bit so you can see what's in there, but I just want you to remember the AI Agent Accelerator, the Social Agent Academy, and that way you can learn your own pace and also join the live calls for this. I want to share my screen a bit for this. You will be added to the private Wolfpack hub where you can get access to everything else that is additionally to the social media area. This is production, agent attraction, mindset, support systems, prospecting, KV course, CRM stuff, Lofty. So all that will be included in the hub. Some of the benefits of the Wolfpack itself are here, so you can be part of all these on your own time. And with Bane, as I mentioned, Bane hosts Cracks Inmobiliarios as an academy. You're able to find similar things that Mike has, but Bane has everything in Spanish. So if your primary language is Spanish, maybe you will love these classes and you might understand them a little better. It's localized to certain locations based on, the Latin market or the, Spanish language, or how do you speak to certain cultures that speak Spanish, because sometimes people don't know, but we're all different from different countries that speak Spanish. So all that will help you understand not only the strategy for your business, but also the tools. For example, YouTube, there's a VIP also section for cracks. We have the CRM, we have marketing ideas, we have social media ideas, Instagram ads, and I'll show you more once I share my school screen. In addition to that, I want to mention that international real estate is super important for our group, at least for me personally. And that's why I put together this course. I mentioned it at the beginning. These are the 10 module courses that you'll be getting as part of our downline, our academy consists of several parts, and we update sessions every single week. So you'll be able to see this, watch this, and also join the calls. If something is recorded doesn't mean that it's updated. So we update this, but also the calls help us update all this content as we go. In the International Real Estate Academy, you'll find the Global Agent Blueprint, which is one of the 10 module classes. But also you find that we have the theory, which I call it the Global Agent Blueprint, the class, the 10 modules. But then we have the country by country playbook, meaning that if you need to operate, send a lead, or work that market, or you're planning to move to that country, you might want to understand the in and outs of that. And also we have the property value mix, which is pretty much CMAs, comparative market analysis, that will help you understand either you or your client or somebody else is buying, understand the local real price. In international real estate, fortunately, there is no MLS in other countries. Sometimes they have some sort of database, they have the portals, but when it comes to prices, everybody puts their own price and they just throw spaghetti to the wall and see what sticks, who buys it, and there is no real price because there's no real appraisals. There is just an estimation, and sometimes the developers put any price, and you're like, is this a real price? How do I know it's a real price or a good price for me or for my clients? And this is pretty important to know. Here you'll see that Mike has this group, and this is called Wolfpack. Wolfpack, you have to be invited and you have to be part of eXp and be part of our downline to access these. Here you get all the posts and the updates. You get the classroom, you get the calendar, and the calendar will have the weekly calls. And as you can see, we have about 6 ongoing weekly calls that you'll be able to join if you want to. You don't have to, but it's like a class. There are electives. If you want to learn something, join. As I mentioned, there were some calls for women, agent attraction, social agent academy, and then production. And then you have all these available for you to join. You can put it in your calendar and see if you are available. You join, you can listen in the car, but it's very, very helpful to have them available. In the classroom, you'll see, I want to go back to here, how the onboarding is set up so you can go step by step. We're going to talk about production, agent attraction, mindset, resources, and all the past calls that are recorded. On top of that, with Mike and the Wolfpack, what you're going to get is the Social Media Agent Academy, which is here. These are some more of the courses when it's specific to social media that you'll be getting. And you can see here, there's a lot. I want to just share all that is here, but as you know, you can go deeper on that, on how you want to take that and advance. But AI Agent Launchpad, AI Content Systems, AI Lead Generation Systems, the GPT training on how you create your own, the AI Frequently Asked Questions. There's a success path that will take you through these steps, and more about branding, personal branding. This is super important for everybody in the Wolfpack to have their own personal brand, but this is kind of how you start, asking you certain questions of who's your ideal, marketing persona, your ideal client. Social media training, camera confidence, YouTube accelerator, short form video accelerator, Google business profile and the importance of it. Lead, this is super important as well. Like everything, it's just whatever you want to focus on. Organic lead conversion. How do you do paid ads? This is super important because sometimes we outsource that and they don't do a good job. Agencies, sometimes they don't do a good job of that. Then we have the paid lead conversion with Joshua Smith. He is a top producer, 7,000 homes sold, and there's nothing better to learn from the best. Social media systems, there's, to give a little push, what's next. And then we have the support calls as well and resources. Canva Pro, you have a whole class in Canva Pro as well if you need to. Then monthly routines and how do you hire VAs or delegate. This is super important as well because you cannot do everything yourself. Once you're a successful agent, you want to outsource this. And this will help you just get the basics on what is the course about. And with that, of course, you will get access to the AI Agent Accelerator and all these resources here. And Mike himself is the instructor. So here's how you get access to that. Of course, you have to be part of the Wolfpack to get this. And let me go briefly through the Spanish section, which is Caracas Inmobiliarios. Here, as you see, is in Spanish. but it helps to be able to see the community as well. Vane posts all the updates here. You have the classes as well. You have the calendar. And in the classroom for cracks inmobiliarios, you get in Spanish, start here, what's the roadmap, personal brand as well, marca personal, YouTube inmobiliario, YouTube for real estate, Instagram for real estate, Facebook for real estate, because it's not only just learning the tool. When it comes to real estate, it's very specific and narrow. So you have to go really deep on what it is, the variant for you. AI inmobiliario, so real estate and for AI, super helpful. Similar to Mike's class, this is in Spanish. We have Google, how do you position yourself in Google? Same for real estate specific. Chatbots for real estate as well. Because one thing is creating a chatbot, and then the other one is making sure it fits your business in real estate. You get the recordings of the weekly calls as well. And then we have a CRM class if you choose to take that one, mostly for international. And last but not least, international real estate agents. If you're into international, maybe this is how you found us. We focus purely full-time on international real estate. And why am I saying this? Because not many people do it. It's not easy to do. It's actually hard and sometimes slow, but to me it's amazing because you get to travel everywhere. You get to know different agents. You get to do different market studies that are not, so only one place. And I'm kind of hyper ADD, so I love making sure that I love traveling, and I'm curious to investigate. I'm curious to do market research. So this is kind of my favorite. Here you'll find our classroom, our community, and our calls. I mentioned that you have the Thursday calls for international real estate in the morning. And our classroom contains this class that I told you about, the International Real Estate Academy, and this has the 10 modules that you'll be able to go through on your own pace. And then we have the weekly calls for questions. Here you also find the market analysis. As you can see, we have several countries: India, Mexico, Spain, Dominican Republic, Portugal, Puerto Rico, Italy, Dubai, Colombia, Mexico, a few times. And we teach you everything from A to Z about the country specific. And many of these are hosted, they're presented from real agents that are top producers on their country, on their city, in a different place. So they're the ones showcasing their own market. We don't make up any information. There's nobody that knows the market like the specialist in that location. So they're the ones presenting, they're the ones sharing the data. If we go back to the classroom, you'll see the CMAs, the price comparables, as the part 2 on how what do you get for what in Spain, in Dominican Republic, Italy, Dubai, Colombia. What are the prices? What would be a good price to make sure that the client is actually paying for something fair? Because when you go international, you just don't know where you send your client. Here you also learn about referring abroad, how to send and receive referrals in our system, and referring contracts, not only within the US, but also around the world. You get to see the real estate tours, the prior ones, the ones that are coming, all the updates about that, the sessions, all that goes here. Interviews and the podcast. We have a podcast that we host where we interview agents from around the world. So this is a lot of information. You don't have to ingest everything at once, but this is here for you in case you want it, you need it, and you want to focus on this. So this is part of that, and we'll keep adding more. As you can see, I'm the admin on this group. And if you're watching this video, I want to share the link to this community. The community is free to join for anybody. But if you come into the community, if you're not part of eXp, you can buy this course on its own, but some of the courses are free. So you'll be able to come in, check it out, see if it's for you, join the calls. If you see something that you like, but you just don't know how to solve it, or you don't have the systems to send the referrals abroad, this will be perfect. A good place to start to launch your international career. And with that, I'm going to close. I gave you a lot of information, but here's how you can find me. You can contact me anytime. My name is Nathaly Salas, and you can find me on Instagram as nathalysalas_. In YouTube, you can find us as Unicorn Properties for all the content for investors, or you can find it at Nathaly Salas in YouTube for all the content for agents. So that way you can know where to go for what. And with that, I finish. There's a lot of information that I wanted to share with you, and I want to make sure that I do this video because we get these questions asked all the time. And the more I break it down, the better, because then you get each different pocket of what you want to specialize on in the language that you might want to specialize on, and the resources that comes with it. if you have any questions, I'm happy to help. You can reach out directly to me. I'm gonna leave my cell phone below. You also have it in the last screen that I share. So you can text me directly with any specific doubts. If you're already considering joining eXp, probably if you don't have a sponsor, I'm happy to chat with you one-on-one. If you have somebody that you're considering as a sponsor, I can come in and help you as a co-sponsor, or just see what's the best combination for you based on your goals, based on your style, based on your values, and then where you want to take your business next. And of course, if you want to book a call with me, I'm going to leave my calendar in the link below so you can just click and schedule. That's it for today, and thank you for watching all this video, because this is the best way and the best breakdown that I have been able to do with detail to make sure that you don't get confused and you know what you get when you join the Wolfpack with Unicorn Properties.